Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. B spoilers. Hope pulls Carter's strings while Ridge sees destiny. The bold and the beautiful spoilers document that Hope Logan, Annika Noel, is never far from the man she loves these days. So it wasn't surprising to see her eavesdropping in the hallway outside what is now Carter Walton's Lawrence St. Victor executive suite. Ridge Forrester, Thorsten Kaye, made an unexpected appearance in the building that bears his family name, not Hope's or Carter's. He came to see his once and potentially future friend. Carter's cut, bloody hand represented various subjective meanings, including the loss of his conscience. But Hope would counter by saying that Carter has been willing to suffer so that Forrester Creations' future can be created. It was unlikely that FC would go out of business or be unable to thrive shortly, but that wasn't Carter's main point. The company's one-time head counsel and chief operating officer envisioned a luxury brand transformation. Ridge and Steffi Forrester Finnegan, Jack Lee Messinswood, didn't like the idea. However, Eric Forrester's John McCook outright rejection fortified Carter's resolve. However, no one can claim that Carter's vision was or is wrong. SC's expansion of working because the jewelry line, which Carter brokered back into existence, hit. The fragrance line is next, and fans know that Daphne Rose, Muriel Hilaire, is Steffi's double agent. Hope will likely remain pleased if Carter keeps Brooke Logan, Katherine Kelly Lang, and her in power. But Ridge predicted that doom would eventually come. Carter told Hope that he didn't want this plan to unfold the way it had. She knows that her prodding overcame his hesitation when creating the deceptive LLC paperwork. Ridge saw that Carter isn't leading FC. He's fortified by Hope's encouragement and claims of love. Romance is always subjective, so arguing against her intentions is hard. However, Kaye's character believes Carter has again allowed himself to fall too hard and fast. Carter ideally sees the company expanding as he hopes, with the Forresters back in the executive suite. But it could be that he might only want Ridge back, with Steffi in a different role and Brooke and Hope not losing any power in that restructured corporate arrangement. Brooke is keeping her mind and heart open. She believes that Ridge is destined to return, and they will restart their enduring, though sporadic, love affair. But Ridge sees this one differently. He doesn't deny loving Brooke, but feels that Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Buddick, represents the more trusted option, with trust being the key factor. The destiny Ridge sees doesn't currently involve Brooke. Instead, it's restoring his family's power in the business his parents founded decades ago, and he sees that happening soon. In the world of the bold and the beautiful, emotions run high and love twists in unexpected ways. Recently, a gripping storyline unfolded where Hope Logan, the ever-ambitious and determined daughter of Brooke Logan, began pulling on the delicate strings of Carter Walton's heart. Meanwhile, Ridge Forrester, caught in the web of his own complexities, begins to see a future he never anticipated. This captivating drama sets the stage for power struggles, heartache, and the realization that love, destiny, and manipulation can change the course of everyone's lives. Hope Logan, always poised and calculated, had managed to keep her personal life somewhat under control, but with the ever-growing pressures at Forrester Creations, her relationships with those around her were beginning to shift. It was clear that the blossoming connection between her and Carter Walton was something she could no longer ignore, but Hope was far from innocent in this dynamic. She saw an opportunity to manipulate the situation to her benefit, knowing how deeply Carter cared for her. She was a woman who knew what she wanted, and right now she wanted Carter in her corner, but she was more interested in using him as a stepping stone rather than truly falling for him. Hope's ability to manipulate the people around her had always been a defining trait, but her ability to make Carter believe that she was sincere in her feelings for him was nothing short of genius. She saw Carter as a means to secure her position at Forrester, a place of power that she had been vying for. The designer world was competitive, and Hope, while incredibly talented, understood that sometimes personal alliances were just as important as skill. She needed Carter's unwavering support to ensure that her vision would be realized, and she wasn't above playing a few emotional games to make sure that Hope worn his heart on his sleeve, was in no position to see through Hope's manipulation. His past heartbreaks had left him vulnerable, and in Hope, he found someone who made him feel valued. He had never truly been the type to put up walls, and with Hope's charms, he found himself entranced by the idea that maybe this time, he could have the relationship he'd longed for. What Hope didn't account for, though, was how deeply Carter's feelings for her were. As time passed, it became clear that he was not just playing a supporting role in her ambitions, he was falling in love. Hope, however, was playing a dangerous game. She had always known how to get what she wanted, but she had underestimated the emotional depth that Carter was capable of. As she pushed him into doing her bidding, whether it was influencing decisions at work or keeping others in line, she failed to realize how deeply Carter's emotions ran. And the more she manipulated him, the more guilt began to eat at her. Was she truly doing this for the greater good, or was she just using him as a pawn in her power play? Meanwhile, Ridge Forrester, the patriarch of the Forrester family and someone whose emotional journey had been marked by love triangles and difficult decisions, began to see something in the horizon. As the tensions between Hope and Carter grew, Ridge, ever the observant one, began to realize that there were undercurrents of manipulation at play. His instincts as a businessman and a father were heightened, and he could feel something wasn't right. But what truly shook him was the realization that he had been blind to the potential destiny unfolding in front of him. As Hope pulled Carter's strings, Ridge couldn't ignore the signs that this might be more than just a simple office romance, or a case of one person trying to climb the social ladder. The more Ridge witnessed Hope's interactions with Carter, the more he began to think that this situation could serve as a pivotal moment for both his family and his business. Ridge wasn't one to back down from a challenge, and seeing the depths of manipulation at play sparked something inside him. He started to feel that it was destiny that he was the one to expose the truth. In Ridge's mind, Carter was a man of honor, a man who deserved better than to be used for someone else's gain. He could sense that Carter's loyalty, while admirable, was being taken advantage of, and as a father, Ridge couldn't stand to see his employees, or even his family, treated in such a way. But at the same time, he realized that Hope, his stepdaughter, was also someone who had great potential, but often played with fire when it came to relationships. He saw in her the same ambition that had driven him to great heights in his own life. Ridge's growing awareness of the situation began to stir something inside him, a desire to protect Carter and the Forrester legacy from potential ruin. But there was more at stake than just business. Ridge began to see that Carter's future was somehow intertwined with his own. There was a strange sense of destiny at play, a fate that had brought the two men together, and Ridge wasn't about to let anyone manipulate the situation to their advantage. This was a battle of wills, a contest of loyalty, love, and ambition. The emotional stakes grew even higher when Carter, realizing the full extent of Hope's manipulation, finally confronted her. In a tense showdown, the raw emotions between the two were laid bare, with Carter expressing his heartache over being deceived. Hope, caught off guard by his emotional outpouring, felt the weight of her actions for the first time. She had never imagined that things would get so complicated, and now, with Ridge watching from the sidelines, the future of Forrester Creations hung in the balance. For Ridge, the situation began to crystallize. Hope's ambitious nature and Carter's undeniable integrity were two forces that could either tear the Forrester family apart or bring them together. Ridge could see a world where these two were both crucial to the company's future. Yet he knew the importance of loyalty, and no matter how things unfolded, it was clear that destiny had put them all on a path that would change everything. As the story developed, tensions escalated between Hope, Carter, and Ridge. Was Hope's manipulation worth it? Was it truly her destiny to rise to the top, no matter the cost? Would Carter be able to forgive her and regain his sense of self-worth? And would Ridge stand by his family, knowing that destiny could be a powerful yet dangerous thing? The answers to these questions will unravel over the coming weeks, but one thing is certain. In the world of the bold and the beautiful, the strings of manipulation and destiny are always intertwined, and no one ever truly knows where they'll lead.